We've got to live with it. Primary objective already achieved. The Flying Eagles have qualified for the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. But they will not be winning the Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations this year because they were beaten 1-0 by the Gambia last night. And so Gambia qualifying for their first ever CAF Under-20 Cup of Nations. They'll be taking on Senegal, who thrashed Tunisia 3-0. We say congratulations to Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen. He has been named the best foreign athlete in Italy, and we say it is honor well deserved. So congratulations to him. For Neymar, his season is over. The decision has been taken that he will have surgery, so that means that for the next 4 months he will be out of commission. It means he cannot play, so we will not be seeing Neymar this season playing for either Brazil or Paris Saint-Germain, his club. We'll also be looking at what else is happening in the ever-exciting world of sports. Good morning. How are you doing, beautiful sports people? Welcome to Sports Fiesta. It is live on 92.7 KUFM, Benin City. My name is Saliu Ibrahim, but call me the Sports Ibracadabra because I bring magic to sports presentation and analysis. Danny, the analyst, and Neroji join me on the show this morning. Guys, welcome. We're starting on a not too pleasant note because our Flying Eagles are under 20 men's national team. Unfortunately, lost 1-0 to the Gambia yesterday. Nigeria had a penalty late on, but we missed it. And then the Gambians had a man sent off. I will not say Nigeria lost to 10-man Gambia because everything was already done before the Gambians got a man sent off. However, the coach of the Flying Eagles, Ladan Bosso, is talking about the tactics employed by the Gambians, that they were negative and all, and that's why they won that game. And I'm wondering, who said you should be so clean in your own tactics and not also employ some dirty tactics, be defensive, refuse to play and all of that, and then get the win? I look at that Flying Eagles team and I can see one glaring young players we have across the different academies and clubs in Nigeria. How come we're unable to go with boys that can actually put the ball in the net?
Yeah, it was somehow, I would say it's a game that we need to learn from. You know, as young footballers, this competition, yes, there's a trophy on the line, you know, but mostly you want the players to develop, to learn the game and leave your opponent in the game too long. When you have them on the ropes, when you are dominating the game the way we did yesterday, we dominated the game. 421 passes, 62% possession, 21 shots on goal, you know, but
XG of 2.5.
2.5.
For the Gambians, it was XG of minus 0.9 or something.
Yeah.
And they still won. So all those stats do not, I'm not impressed by the stats. I don't care the number of passes they put together. I don't care how much possession you have.
Stats don't
put
matter.
the ball in the net.
Yes,
the only stats that matters is the one at the top of the screen.
Yes.
And we fail to score a goal.
Yeah, stats don't matter, but sometimes when you need to look at how well your team is playing, how you want to look at, you have an intrinsic look on how your team is playing, then those stats really matter. You know, you created the chances. Like I said, they need to learn. Maybe when you get to the World Cup, you know that when you start missing those chances, you start giving your opponents the power, you know. And the way they started
they scored in the 7th minute, so it wasn't like Nigeria dominated. Then the Gambians were not in the game. Then maybe late in the game, the Gambians got the goal before we say, okay, we let them off the hook. We were never off the hook. From the beginning, we were under pressure because we considered an early goal.
What I mean is, we started very poorly. They got the goal. Then those chances started coming. If we had equalized in the first half, then the way we were playing yesterday would have gone on to win. You know, it's the man of the match was the Gambian goalkeeper. You know, when a goalkeeper is the man of the match, you don't need anyone to tell you that he had a very, very thorough time.
Look, I watched that game from minute 1 to minute 90, and I didn't see these clear-cut chances that, oh, this should have been a goal. I did not really see it. There's a couple of goal line clearances, but the shots, and when they said the XG by the way, expected goal, the way you are playing, what you are expecting.
And it depends on the quality of the chance too. That is talking about for it to be that high, 2 point something tells you that.
I even disagree with the XG of 2 point. Well, maybe because of the penalty. Because we had the penalty, and the penalty, the XG is usually very high.
Yeah, like
you are expected to score a penalty kick, which we missed. Then the other one was where I think their captain saved the ball with his head, and then the other one, when the second shot came, the goalkeeper saved it. Those were perhaps the two chances that, okay, anyway, let's say 2 points. But even that second one, the one that the defender first saved and then the goalkeeper saved, I would not rate that as a very high example where you will see a player one-on-one with the goalkeeper. The Gambians are very good, and that's why they've not conceded a goal at all in this competition. But I'm thinking, seriously, from what I saw, apart from the creativity, unfortunately, Daniel Daga injured out of the competition even before the semi-final. We knew that he was out and he could not play any other part in the competition. But I don't understand how come we didn't have a proven goal scorer in this competition. At under 20 level, I'm wondering how come we were unable to get any player. I have seen some players, even some players. There's one boy I talked about here on this show, Mosas, used to play for, I don't even know where he is at the moment, but plays for the Benedict Feeders. That boy is so clinical. He's slight frame, but he's got pace and is deceptively strong. You see him and you think, oh, he's small. He's not. He's strong and he's clinical, and that's one thing I like about a striker. A striker who knows exactly where to put the ball to make it really difficult for the goalkeeper. And he's just one. There are thousands, millions even of such players all over the country. So when I see an underage team not having a goal scorer that knows exactly where to put the ball, I'm wondering what is the problem, because that was one issue that we saw, and it's glaring in this competition. I think we've only scored 4 goals, right? Only in the match against
we've scored in just 2 games.
Only in the match against our second group game. No, we scored in 3 games.
Sorry.
Only in the match against Mozambique that we scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
Against Egypt, it was 1 goal, and we saw that it was a defender that came. They all count. Corner kick, and we scored. Against Uganda, the same thing. So I've not really seen this brilliant play, and then you pass the ball onto your striker, and then he goes on to score.
Our performance yesterday, or let's say our exit yesterday from the tournament, just kind of summarizes our entire performance in the competition. We are tactically, from the coaching crew, let me start with Landaboso. From what I saw in the entire tournament was it was tactically inept. I'm not seeing any tactical brilliance there. The team is not that organized, it's not well trained. The other day I talk about cohesion between the midfielders and the attackers, not very, very effective. Imagine we scored 4 goals in the tournament and none of our attackers were able to score a goal. It's a shame.
Even with the penalty.
It's a shame. All the goals were scored. Soma Balaka, Lawal Deniwa, and Mohamed. These are 1 from the defender and 2 from midfielders. No striker were able to convert chances. It's so bad. Our performance yesterday is not about dominating possession and all that. Like Jose Mourinho, we always say, he said, if you like, take the ball to carry the ball home. The most important thing is that I won the game. So it's not about dominating possession all the time. What are we doing with 62% of the ball? We're unable to create that clear-cut chances to put the ball back on the net. Yesterday display, I was kind of angry, because you cannot be complaining that this other opponent are packing bosses and all that. You play, if you know how to attack and score. Enough of all this complaining here and there that the opponent is packing bosses, you don't understand their tactics. That is their own way of winning their own game. You play your own and win your game. But yesterday, the display, we are just holding the ball. We cannot imagine the total accurate passes that we had there yesterday with all the possession. It's not still good enough. About 162 or thereabout. It's not good enough. So I believe after our 3rd place game against Tunisia this weekend, I think on Friday, maybe I don't know what the NFF will do with this coaching crew. Because if they carry on like this to the World Cup, I don't want to predict doom for the Flying Eagles. It's so annoying.
No, it's a team that still has to develop. You know, maybe we can say better players will come, and that's how you make the team better. But these players, they are there to learn. They have to win while they're at it. You know, but they're just starting their careers. You know, they will go back, you know, see what they have done, what they can do better, and, you know, try to get better at it.
And Madam Bosso, complaining about the tactics deployed by the Gambians, I don't know, what stopped you from also applying tactics that will frustrate the Gambians, and then you end up winning the game? If you lose, just accept defeat gallantly and move on.
It's not easy sometimes. When you feel you have dominated the game, you know, sometimes these coaches make this comment.
He claimed that they were better against Senegal and they lost. I did not. I watched that match against Senegal. I thought Senegal were better. We could not even string 4 passes together in that match for a month. Even yesterday, with the dominance that you guys are talking, I watched that game. I did not really see this dominance that everybody's talking about dominated. What did they dominate? Well, with the start, we can see the possession and everything. But when you have possession in your half and you're just passing the ball to yourselves, you are not really dominating the game.
Even in Uganda,
because you are not punishing the opposition. They already had a goal. They were a goal up, so they didn't really do anything. So the negative tactics I talked about, I saw the Gambians defending well. That was the only thing I saw. I did not see any other thing that would make me say, oh, these guys are so negative. Maybe they were falling on the ground, they were doing all sorts of things. I didn't see that.
I've seen Mourinho complain about a team playing negative football. It happens. Sometimes it's just frustration. The coach is frustrated. He doesn't know what to say. You know, that is why some coaches don't like doing this post-match analysis, because sometimes they are so angry after a game and everything, but they still have to face the press. You know, so
you talk of negative antics. Yet you had a penalty. So
you could
what frustration? What did the goalkeeper do? What did the defenders do at that point to frustrate your player that he could not convert a penalty? So the chances that you had, that you created, they adopted negative tactics, but you still created chances to score, and you could not score. So I don't get what is complaining about.
Also, the next, maybe when they start the World Cup camp, the next thing is to help them with finishing drills, and if they can't still finish, you bring players, or if the time to the World Cup is not enough to prepare, then you bring players that you know.
No, seriously, I am hoping because I don't know, he did his selection and he's got the coaching qualification, not me, so I cannot really question what he has done regarding the players that I selected from our domestic league. But I'm wondering how come we did not have quality forward players, which over the years we have seen them in abundance in the Flying Eagles squad. So what I will advise the technical department of the Nigeria Football Federation to do is, maybe that's if they cannot get quality players. We know that our boy Imade Osarenhoi cannot be part of the Flying Eagles because he's above the age, is 22, right? The other guy, what's his name? Obioma. Yeah, he's also above that age. So if we cannot get other players that are strikers and can make the squad, then we may have to turn to Europe, because we know that there are so many players. Chuba Akpom right now is doing great stuff in the championship. No, I'm just saying that we've got foreign Nigerians that are doing well abroad. So I am sure if you really go, particularly the championship in England, you will see very talented Nigerian strikers that are eligible to play for us. Maybe they were not born here and everything. And Folarin Balogun is, how old is Folarin Balogun?
I think 19 or so.
So Folarin Balogun will be in that bracket.
But the US, they're sniffing around him.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying he's eligible, so we can actually talk to him and say, come and play for us. Maybe get somebody like Ademola Lookman. Ademola Lookman won the Under-20 World Cup with the English national team.
Yeah.
Right. So you could, now he's playing for the Super Eagles. So you could get someone like Ademola Lookman to talk to Folarin Balogun and say, switch allegiance. This will be better for you in the long run. Yeah. So my advice, my very, very candid advice to the NFF is, please go across the leagues in Europe and check, especially the forward players. I think defensively, I don't have much complaints there. That our goalkeeper, Aniagbosu, I will not blame him for the goal that they scored. It was a defensive blunder. It was an assist from a Nigerian player. I think Daniel Bame was the guy who headed the ball into the path of the Gambian who put the ball in the net. So I think defensively we did good. So maybe get strikers from Europe that you can bring into the squad.
A lot of them. There's Gift Obam, one guy at KA Ghent in Belgium, scoring goals. There are a lot of them.
So I think that's why I was just hoping that we'll qualify, because if you do not qualify, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
In 2012, the 2012 Olympics, Nigeria had a team from the qualifiers. So Nigeria had a team that was good enough to win that Olympic gold medal. Honestly, I followed that team. I even came here to Benin to watch them play against Equatorial Guinea. They tore Equatorial Guinea apart 5-0. Ojo Igalo was in that squad, right? So that was the initial round of the qualifiers. But when they then qualify to go to the Africa Under-23 Cup of Nations in Morocco, where you would then pick the tickets to go to the Olympic Games, most of these players, their clubs refused to release them, and we were in serious trouble. Austin Egwagon was coach of the team there. If we had qualified for that Olympics, I will argue with anybody that Nigeria will win that Olympic gold medal. But all of them, Ojo Igalo, Aruna Lukman, Rabi Ibrahim, so many of them, they were not allowed by their clubs to come and represent Nigeria in the qualifiers, which was the main thing. So because of that, we failed to qualify. So this one, thank God we have qualified for the World Cup, so we can still approach these guys to strengthen the team.
The coach even tried to bring in some foreign-based players, but it's just the African qualifier. So if it's the World Cup, then they have to
they will release them.
Have to release those players. So a lot of things to learn from this coach. From this competition, instead of complaining about negative football or something, there are a lot of things to learn from the. Fine, you have your World Cup ticket. I would have hoped that he would be saying yes. We tried to get to the final, but we didn't. But we have the World Cup ticket.
Now we can now build on this.
We cannot build on this instead of talking about negative, because, like I used to say, football can be played in over 30 different ways. There's total football, there's robot, any kind of football you want to think of, tiki-taka.
Backing the boss, it's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
It's not illegal if you feel that's the way you can win.
If it's how you want to play, play it. But at the end of the day, the ball must get into the back of the net, and you must stop your opponent from scoring. Anyhow you want to do it.
Which is what the Gambians did, and the Gambians have not still considered a goal. They've scored 8 goals now and have not considered. They are going to be playing against Senegal in the final. Senegal have also not considered. So as this in that final, somebody must concede a goal. If you do not concede in regulation time, you will concede in a penalty shootout, an extra or maybe extra time. So we'll see what happens. Senegal defeated Tunisia 3-0 yesterday, so they are through to the final. They are the red hot favorite for the competition, but we'll see how they play against the Gambia in the final. Nigeria will be playing against Tunisia in the third place match. I expect that we'll win. That's going to be on Saturday the 10th, and then on Sunday Friday the 10th. Saturday. All right, guys. Let's leave the Flying Eagles now. Let's go on our first break of the show. When we return, we will be celebrating somebody who's really, really making us proud in Europe.
Babe, how want to pay for baking costs? With small money where person they make costs? No, because I be bake like pros. No worry, I get plan. You get plan? I get Super Binge Plan.
For whatever you want to learn on YouTube, you need a plan like the Airtel Super Binge Plan. Simply dial *141*514# now to enjoy 2 GB of data and 1 hour worth of free YouTube data every day for just 500 naira.
Airtel, the smartphone network. My people, no let new naira and cashless matter worry you. Hope Bank dey your phone, 500 naira awoof day. So if you want send mama money, abi to buy Amaka recharge card, to give customer money, abi customer wan give you money.
Hope dey your phone, 500 naira awoof day.
My people, your phone number na ATM card and account number oh.
Yes, so enjoy better life with Hope Wallet. Dial *569*9# on your phone. Select Open Wallet. Put your details and fiam, your wallet done set. Hope PS Bank go serve you 500 naira awoof. Terms and conditions dey oh. Hope. Succeed. Hope Bank always.
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
Hello, welcome to the show. I beg, yarn us the answer, and if you get her, you go win 1 million naira sharply.
Yes, answer there. Your airtime is running low.
Answer now.
Time anywhere. Just press *500#. Make you pay later. You fit begin jollificate 100% awoof when you dial *939# to top up with smart cash. Where Airtel the power gidigba.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Making us proud in Italy and in Europe. He has now been announced as the winner of the best foreign athletes in Italy, and this was announced by the organizers, the Foreign Press Association in Italy, on Monday. We say congratulations to Victor Osimhen of Nigeria and Napoli, absolutely balling in the Italian Serie A and also in the Champions League. He is the leading scorer in the Italian Serie A, has got 19 goals, and despite all the injuries he's had at the beginning of the campaign, and so did not play much in the Champions League, he still got a couple of goals there. And his terrific partnership with Georgian star Vicha Kvaratskhelia has been instrumental in Napoli opening a 15 points lead at the top of the Italian Serie A. The foreign award comes a few weeks after Osimhen also won the Serie A Player of the Month award in January. He also claimed the award for the goal of the month with a sublime volley against AS Roma. He was also named the Emerging Player of the Year at the 2022 Globe Soccer Awards, beating Barcelona's Gavi and Federico Valverde of Real Madrid for the prize, which is meant for the best young football talent in the world. Victor Osimhen doing great things, and we are hoping after Kanu Nwankwo, before the turn of the century and the millennium, he will become the first Nigerian to win the African Footballer of the Year award.
Yeah, if he doesn't win it this year, it will be next year. So it's how good he is. A lot of clubs are just, they're having Osimhen talks right now. A lot of recruiting teams in different clubs in Europe they're having Osimhen talks. If you need a centre forward right now who is capable of getting you the goals, who is capable of dropping into midfield, dwelling with centre backs, creating space for a centre forward, everything you want your centre forward to do, everything that you want a centre forward to do, Osimhen can do it. And clubs always want centre forwards like that. Osimhen can do it all, so he can do everything. 21 goals this season, 3 assists. Tells you that he's having a very good season with 13 Serie A games to go. Then scoring 9 goals to make it 30 it's not beyond him. And I think it was last week I was reading a particular report on Osimhen that they said in his contract he has this goal target that he reaches. When he reaches it, they give him €130,000. He has gotten 20 already. He has gotten his 130. If he gets 25, he gets another 130. If he gets 30, he gets another €130,000. That shows that they know how good he is to put those realistic targets there, and he will hit them. So he can do it. He can do it. He can even get a Ballon d'Or award, if he makes a good move after Napoli, because the way
you don't need to make a good move. If Napoli go on to win the Champions League, I don't think that they will dare give it to anyone else.
They could, but the thing is, if he goes to a big club and keep a very consistent level, sometimes you may not get it the first time you put up numbers like this. When you put up numbers like this, sometimes you may not get it, but when you are consistent for 1, 2, 3 seasons, your time will surely come. So Osimhen can do it all. He's young, he's fast, he's strong, everything. He can do it all.
The beautiful thing is that Osimhen is quite young. He can only get better. Osimhen is just 24.
Yeah, he's not even hit his
exactly.
prime
yet. So it can only get better. There's no weekend. I doubt outside Manchester City, there's no weekend other top European clubs cards don't watch Osimhen. From Manchester United to Chelsea, PSG, even to the Giants in Spain. So everybody is after Osimhen. Osimhen is having the time of his life. I just hope he keep his cool, continue like this, to keep breaking records. And the most important thing is this: as a Nigerian, I can't wait to see Osimhen be crowned the African Footballer of the Year. I'm praying for that one. It's been long, since 1999. No Nigeria won it. So I really hope Osimhen should break that cheeks.
And there's one thing I love about how he has handled his career. There are many players who become highest goal scorer or best player at an underage tournament, and afterwards they just fizzle out.
Yes.
A lot of players. His agent has really handled him very well. From Wolfsburg, he did not play. He went to Sporting Charleroi. On Charleroi, he has played in. A lot of people just think that he's just doing it now. Mm-hmm. This guy has played in the German league. Yeah. He has played in the French league. He's now in Italy. That is 3 of the 5 biggest league in Europe. He could end up in Spain or Italy. That is England. England. Sorry. So he has paid the dues. He's 24 now. He's getting there. Beautiful player.
All right, to another excellent player, but sadly we will not be seeing him again this season. Paris Saint-Germain striker Neymar is set to miss the rest of the season as he needs surgery on an ankle injury. The Brazilian forward was carried off with an injured right ankle following PSG's 4-3 home win over Lille on the 19th of February. PSG said that the 31-year-old has suffered several instances of instability in his right ankle over recent years, and surgery is needed to avoid a major risk of recurrence. They added that it will be 3 to 4 months before he can resume training. Neymar has suffered a number of injury problems with his right foot over the past few years. He missed 2 of Brazil's matches at the 2022 World Cup after being injured in their opening group game against Serbia. The former Barcelona player also missed the 2019 Copa America after suffering torn ligaments in his right ankle and was out for several weeks in 2021 with a similar injury. He has scored 13 Ligue 1 goals and contributed 10 assists for Paris Saint-Germain this season.
If as a professional footballer, you need to take care of yourself, and Neymar has failed in that aspect. Every season. I can't remember the season since 2017 that he joined PSG that Neymar played from day one to the end. It's either he misses 2 months or 1 month or 3 months. He every time. And if you follow him very well, a lot of his neighbors where he lives in Paris, they complain till 2 a.m., 1 a.m. He's playing loud music, that kind of, he loves partying and everything. He's the typical Brazilian. They love to have this good time and everything. He doesn't take care of himself, and having these injuries is just, it's not news. He needs to take care of himself better. A kind of player like this, I don't see him playing till 34, 35 or have it.
Is it when you say he's not taking care of himself? Is that why he's getting injured? When he's been, if opposition and players are targeting him and
because the injury is inside the field of play.
Yeah, it's not like he's not fit, so he doesn't have much fitness.
And they don't kick Ronaldo. They don't kick Messi.
They don't
kick Hazard.
They do. Hazard has been out injured for a very long time.
For almost 10 years, Hazard did not have injuries.
But to say it's not because he's not taking care of himself. Players could be, their level of strength might be different from each other. I'm not saying that Neymar has been a model professional, but to say it is because of his off-the-field antics that is making him get injured on the pitch.
I don't think that's cannot rule it out.
No.
Okay, fine. They kick him, fine. Then those are contact injuries. The injuries he's having, abductor problem, that is muscle. If you don't take care of your body well, this
one that is having now is his ankle. This is contact injury.
Well, it is an injury-prone player, as far as I'm concerned. Maybe this time is an ankle injury, and that time it could be an abductor problem, and that time it could be a muscle strain. Every time.
The fun thing about Neymar is this: once Neymar is fit, his stats are unbelievable. Neymar has played 28 games this season in all competitions. He has scored 16 goals, with 16 assists. His start is unbelievable. If when he was in Barcelona, they have this MSN, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. People were like, the input of Neymar was minimal, stuff like that. When he left Barcelona 2017 for PSG, when you compare his stats, his goals and his assists were, I think, over 100. Neymar's start is so mind-blowing. Just go and make your findings concerning Neymar's start, you'll be amazed. But is this off-field, party lifestyle and all that is where I have my own reservation for. But inside the field of play,
you can't rule that.
All right, yesterday there was a game in the English Premier League, and that basically completed the match week. And Brentford, look, these guys are not playing at all, and they are seriously looking at qualifying for Europe. So we'll see if they eventually get that. They defeated Fulham 3-2. Fulham have been pretty good this season, but Brentford able to beat them, and that means now that Brentford are 9th on the table. They've got 38 points from their 24 matches. So just 2 more points, they will be absolutely sure of being in the English Premier League next season. I think everybody will expect that they will make it. No, the Chelsea are 6 points away from City.
That is exactly what happened.
That's right. Because they are even above Chelsea. They are just the team that's above Chelsea, and they've played lesser games than Chelsea. They've played 24. Chelsea have played 25.
They've really turned that their home ground to a fortress. I think they've only lost once all season. Yeah, and they're on a very long unbeaten run right now in the Premier League. I can't remember the last time they lost. They're very difficult team to beat, Brentford. And if you look at the way they do their things, they want to do their things their way, and they are getting the results. So it's just good for them.
And the guy that has admitted to not being a model when it comes to betting and all of that, Ivan Toney got one of the goals, and I'm wondering by the time this action comes and it's going to be out for a long time, Brentford are definitely going to miss it. Well, maybe because he has admitted, perhaps the Premier League is going to be a bit lenient with him. So Fulham winning this encounter 3-2. Brentford winning this encounter 3-2 against Fulham. In the Spanish La Liga Santander, it was Osasuna 0, Celta Vigo 0, while in the Italian Serie A, Sassuolo beat Cremonese 3-2. Cyril Dessers got a brace, but it was not enough. They still lost this game. Then Torino able to beat Bologna by 1-0. So that's what happened in across the top 5 leagues in Europe. Today we will be having this in 2 cities in Europe, and of course it is the biggest football club competition in the world. Champions League, and it is time for action. In England, London to be precise, it's going to be Chelsea versus Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund 1-0 up from the first leg, so Chelsea will need to score at least 2 goals and not concede any to make it to the quarterfinals. In the alternative, they could win 1-0, then win on penalties to get to the quarterfinals. But Chelsea have not scored 2 goals in a game in a very long while, so we'll see if they are able to do that today. The other game is Benfica versus Club Brugge. Benfica leading 2-0 from the first leg, so this is basically a done deal, but we'll see. You never know in football. But Chelsea versus Borussia Dortmund. For the coach, Graham Potter, if you believe the rumors, he was given a 2-game ultimatum. The first one he won, that was against Leeds over the weekend. Now against Dortmund, he has to win this game to save his job.
Yeah, very big game. This game is still hanging in the balance. 1-0 from the first leg, and Borussia Dortmund have been on a different level this season. I usually say that they are the ones that made the German Bundesliga a farmers league, because if they are capable of giving and they are capable of doing it, just that sometimes mentally they are not that strong enough to just compete with Bayern Munich. But so far, since after the World Cup, they've found this level of consistency. I think they've not drawn any game or lost. they've won all the games that they've played so far since after the World Cup. So it shows that they're in good form, and defensively too, they are also very good, which is something that we have not said about Borussia Dortmund for years. You know, we saw the last game against Chelsea, the way they defended at times, especially in that second half when Chelsea were on top, you know, creating all those chances. You know, they made sure they didn't concede, you know, and that will help them in this game. Chelsea are a side that, you know, they're still trying to find themselves, even if there was a kind of a change of approach from Graham Potter on Saturday. You know, he prioritized the results. You know, he was not pretty to watch, especially in that second half, but he wanted the results. You know, but in this game, he's condemned to attacking. And that kind of plays into the hands of Borussia Dortmund, because they are also a very good counter-attacking side with the pace of some of the players that they have, Julian Brandt and others. You know, so this game is perfectly poised. You know, you have a team that want to go and attack, you know, and a team that want to that can just sit back and capitalize on the desperation of Chelsea. It's a very balanced game. Let's see how Chelsea, you know, do after the game.
But maybe not so balanced, because Borussia Dortmund will be depleted sort of. Karim Adeyemi, the guy who scored the only goal in that match,
then they have
the guy who said, hold on, the guy who said he was unfueled by Fufu, that it was Fufu that gave him the speed and all of that. He's out, he's not going to play in this game.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper who made so many great saves in that game, we also hear that he is not going to be playing in this game. So perhaps Chelsea will have a little bit less to worry about than what we saw in that first game.
Yeah, they have options. You know, I think Alex Meyer came in for Gregory Kobel on Saturday, and they also have the young British boy that they got from the Man City Academy, Banu Gittins. You know, so they have players. Julian Brandt is there. You know, Marco Goza, Joe Renner that hasn't been starting games, and a lot of Dortmund fans have been clamoring for him to start again. You know, he usually comes from the bench to you know, give cameos, give assists or score. You know, so maybe he could get a start. You know, there are options for them. There is no excuse that they can't hide behind injuries. You know, if it's injuries, then Chelsea too can be talking about the long absence of their most influential midfielder.
He could play today, maybe not starting, but he's likely to be on the bench.
So they have to, both of the teams have to get the result that they want. You know, there's no excuse for injuries.
Okay, we have Benfica versus Club Brugge too. This one leaning heavily towards Benfica. 2-0 up from the first leg.
It's going to be an interesting encounter in that particular game. You know, we see team paid dearly for being complacent, maybe because of the first leg score. But I don't think that will be the case for Benfica, because if you go through their group games, they are so determined and focused. I remember their game against PSG, you know, in that Estadio Dragao, you know, it wasn't funny at all. So I believe they will put up that same determination and just kill the game in Portugal. That game is good sailing for Benfica.
Okay, let's talk about Bruno Fernandes. It seems so many people are talking about him these days because of what happened in that game versus Liverpool, where Manchester United lost 7-0. But some of the angst against him have been proven to be misplaced, because some people were saying that he demanded to be substituted off. He was the captain on the day, and some were saying he was asking to be taken off. But what he was actually doing was asking for what formation are they playing, what role is he going to play now that they've made some changes. So he was actually asking for clarification after Marcus Rashford was taken off. But some saw it and said, oh, imagine him being the captain. Even Gary Neville was criticizing him that he wanted to come off. And then he pushed the assistant referee. I saw that, I was wondering why didn't the referee take action. But Damon Gallagher, former referee, said this, and you know, sometimes you've got to really look at it. Now he thinks that it was, if anything, it was actually the assistant referee who was manhandling Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes was having his part with a Liverpool player,
Arnold.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then the assistant referee came and was trying to cap. I didn't see it as, but when Damot analyzed it, I said, okay, maybe that was what the referee saw. And we hear the FA are not going to even take a retroactive action against Bruno Fernandes, but he shouldn't have done that because he will see clearly that he pushed the assistant referee. But Damot Gallagher said, well, maybe the referee saw it as it was actually his assistant referee that had his hand on Bruno Fernandes, and what Bruno Fernandes did was basically not really attacking the referee, but just to say, look, get off. I have a game, I'm losing, I need to get on with this, and that's what perhaps the referee interpreted it as. But former England and Chelsea striker Chris Sutton saying that Bruno Fernandes should not captain Manchester United again over all the things that happened in that game. He says there are people that are far better qualified to be captain. Fernandes is not the best leader. There are more suitable candidates than him, Casemiro being one. But even with the Casemiro, I did not really see that. Bruno Fernandes, the way they have done, some said he was going down too easily, he was complaining, he was always whining and all of that.
Bruno Fernandes, if there's one aspect of his game that is not too pleasant, among football enthusiasts, is this complaining and whining and all that. But if there's one thing you can't take for Bruno Fernandes, is this winning ability. Bruno Fernandes hates to lose. It's common among the Portuguese though. But you can see that as far
I don't know anyone who loves to
No, you see it.
Passionate play. Yeah.
It's so common.
He had a chance to score a goal and he missed it.
So since Bruno Fernandes came to Man United, 2020, as a matter of fact, since Alex Ferguson left Man United 10 years ago, I believe he has been Man United best signing, top performer and all that. So in the field of play, you see, he do show it. Though he has this one.
Nobody is talking about him being a player. Captain. I should not. He doesn't have the qualities of a captain.
No, that is just our own opinion. When I read that article, it's Englishman that is just speaking there. Because I believe if it happens to be an English player, I don't think the likes of Sutin will be saying that. I love what Posco said. Posco said that they should give Bruno Fernandes a break. This guy, they've as a club not draw that performance on Sunday. They've used this guy, out of position and all that. So many things are playing in his head. They just let him be. He's an awful performer. He's just showing his frustration and anger. It's not everything that just
but he has to, control his emotions.
Exactly, that is what they should say.
Okay. Let's talk basketball now. The police have begun an investigation into a video appearing to show Memphis Grizzlies player Ja Morant holding a gun in a Colorado nightclub. The All-Star guard has apologized following a live broadcast on his Instagram page on Saturday, and he has been suspended for at least 2 matches. Local police are now investigating whether the 23-year-old broke gun rules. They confirmed the incident occurred in Glendale near Denver, and they are investigating the matter. It is legal to carry a gun in Colorado with some exceptions, including possession while under the influence of alcohol. The incident occurred hours after the Grizzlies lost 113-97 to the Denver Nuggets. Afterwards, Morant said he took full responsibility, adding that he will get help, and even the NBA are investigating this. Again, here we go, another black man doing some very silly things.
The Colorado is an open carry state, like you said. They call it an open carry state, but there are exceptions. In fact, 2 of them, many of them actually. But 2 most important, you don't carry in a federal building, and you don't carry when while you are intoxicated with alcohol. In that video, a lot of people were drinking, so you cannot actually rule it out that he wasn't drunk, because I don't imagine.
Even if you have the license to carry, must you display it? Must you let people know that you have a gun?
In fact, I don't understand.
What are guns for?
It's not as if we are still in the Wild West where you can just carry a gun.
It doesn't matter what
rule is that.
Even if you are permitted to carry a gun is meant to cause injury, to kill, not to hurt, to harm. So why will you display it like, okay, I've got a gun? I don't understand.
And as an NBA player, the NBA has a rule that you don't carry a gun while you are in the team building or when you are carrying out team duties. You're an NBA player, you are in a public place where there is a lot of alcohol. Even if you are not intoxicated, someone who is drunk can just grab it from you and do something. Maybe he's injured and he's bored or something, but that's not an excuse. A lot of players have to get their head right. I don't understand this. Why do you have to brandish and doing it on live video that everyone, because the way it's not as if the police saw it. It was when people were commenting about it. That is how the police go to, and they have to find out if no one even knows if he has a permit for itself.
Exactly, that's what I'm even saying. Even if you have a permit, must you display it? Knowing what the gun is even meant for. I mean, is it? Guys, I just hope for their own sake they don't put themselves into all this trouble. You are the ones who complain about racism later.
And you keep putting yourself
there is systemic racism in the United States of America, and then you are doing this.
Everything is stacked against, most of the things they are stacked against the black and you are putting yourself in the eye of the... I don't understand.
Okay, let's look at the results from the NBA. Sacramento Kings defeated New Orleans Pelicans 123 points to 108 points. Denver Nuggets beat Toronto Raptors 118 points to 113 points. Miami Heat beat Atlanta Hawks 130 points to 128 points, while Philadelphia 76ers defeated Indiana Pacers 147 points to 143 points. Portland Trail Blazers beat Detroit Pistons 110 points to 108 points. And finally, Cleveland Cavaliers beat Boston Celtics 118 points to 114 points.
Yeah.
We don't have time for much analysis, so let's just go to the text messages.
Okay, good morning. Take it easy. I guess we should be used to our team managers' excuses like Potter or Chelsea. I pray we get it right at the World Cup. Drogba from Ukeli. Good morning, guys. Let the Flying Eagles be completely overhauled in preparation for the World Cup. The coaching crew should be changed. I have followed the Flying Eagles team from 1981. This present team is the worst I have seen from Mr. Arsenal. NFL should do what they can to convince Folari Balogun to play for Nigeria at the Under-20 World Cup. It will be a big plus to the team. From Godwin Ayegboha. Good morning, guys. I'm not really disappointed at the Flying Eagles loss yesterday because I knew they were not good enough to win the tournament. But thank God we qualified for the World Cup. And I think that number 9 player is not a bad player despite missing the penalty. I wonder why he's always on the bench. MC Godsent. I think that's all we got for now.
Okay, thank you guys. Time for us to go, but before we do, it is time to blow the final whistle on this edition of the show.
Sometimes you have to sit back down and learn again. It actually helps to be on the bench for a while. For me, it is a process and a development curve. I know I can improve a lot here. The manager told me to be ready when I am needed next, and I was. Ajax have taught me a lot about the game. That is also the reason why I chose this club. It's one of the best places to develop as a player. Nigerian international Calvin Bassey admits that sitting on the bench has helped him to improve his game and learn the Dutch style of play. And that's the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
All right, thank you very much for listening to us. We'll see you at 4 p.m. on the fresh edition of Sports Fiesta. I'm Sally Ibrahim. I've been doing this with Danny the analyst and Nero G. Bye-bye.